tonight, Heat 2 of the Party Poker Premier League continues here in Montreal. 12 fiercely competitive players have descended on this magnificent city with one aim: to take down the Season 7 title and enter the Premier League Winners' Circle. Jesse May has been there from the beginning, and here's his take on Heat 2 so far.
Last time, the players gathered at the Playground Poker Club.
This place has the best chicken in Canada, and I'm going to get me some chicken.
Providing the entertainment was Phil Laak, who with a stomach full of chicken took his seat, and his tight-as-right plan quickly went out the window.
9,450. Please don't touch, don't touch. I'm creating something. It's beautiful. Can't believe I'm folding this.
Whatever, let's gamble, you know?
But it was Dan Shack, the defending champion, who went first. His aces cracked by Jungle's 2-pair.
All in.
I call.
All in. All in
King
call.
9.
No help on the turn or river.
I didn't want to bust you, Dan. I wanted to bust Seiver.
Dan Shack is eliminated in 8th with 0 points and the bagel. So a lively start to Heat 2. Phil Laak the most active and entertaining, but he's also the short stack. Jungleman and Scott Seiver have claimed the big pots, but with the blinds still low, Brian Rast, Vanessa Selbst, Jason Koon, and Jonathan Duhamel still have time to ladder up.
It's Heat 2, and it's the first time that we are seeing Jonathan Duhamel in this Premier League so far, and you're kind of like the hometown hero. What's it like being able to play in Montreal?
It's definitely a lot of fun to be playing in my home turf. You know, for once, you travel all the time, you play all those big tournaments, but for once to be able to play in Montreal, it definitely feels good. I have the crowd behind me, so let's try to win it now.
Blinds going to 3 and 6,000, and Jeff, this is a big level for a couple players. Rast and Phil Laak and Vanessa Selbst, all between 30 and sort of 40 big blinds right now.
Oh yeah, this is crunch time. These, again, the next pots that Phil play, well, Phil of course, but Vanessa and Brian, for them to go to 260, 270 versus dropping under 200 is very important.
And well, he's obviously had a talking to himself, because that's a good fold right there.
And again, here's another hand where
13,000.
She has lived with the small pocket pairs.
Yeah, they're tough. I mean, they're tough. She's been getting tough boards too with them. So,
in many ways, Jeff, Sorel Mizzi in Heat number 1, he was kind of a model for how you fight your way and try and grind out when things aren't going so well. If you can grind out 5 or 7 points like he did, it's big. For Vanessa right now, for Phil Laak, if they can just grind out 5 points here, they should be happy. Things haven't started well for them.
What a flop. That's about as big a flop without anyone making a hand as you can have. She's got the best hand, a gutter, 1 club in her hand, and Seiver's got the second nut flush draw.
All right, and because of how many chips Seiver has,
16,000.
could he consider trying to put pressure on Vanessa with a flush draw here? Although it might look suspicious because he really wouldn't usually check raise with 1 pair of aces
he's
here.
Calling. He's got
16,000 call.
This is interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. 4 clubs would be an interesting card.
And a great card for Scott Seiver, but for Vanessa Selbst, it might look like a good card.
Check.
She's going for the bet, and given what Scott has, it's not a great decision, but overall, maybe it is the right play. Is she going to hear about his hand right now? Yeah, she's only got about, I think she might have 150 back.
Knowing his opponent, I think he's just going to call.
Vanessa right now, she needs to hit a 3 or 4 clubs, and she is in big, big trouble.
Wow. Scott knows his opponent. I think she's going to have to give up here.
Is there any hand that obviously she can't get him off the king 10 of clubs, but is there any hand that in her mind she can get him off
I don't think she thinks he folds an ace.
And this is huge for Vanessa Selbst's Premier League.
Yeah.
She's gone big. She has gone huge.
Yeah.
And she's not getting, he is not folding.
Nope.
103.
She alluded to it before. I always level myself against you, Scott. I guess he just always seems to hold against her, and now she's got the message. She hates this. She absolutely hates this. What percentage of the time is Seiver bluffing here? I mean, that he could even not beat 2 threes. Is it 0%? It probably is.
It's close. It's, yeah.
It was somewhere between 0 and 1, right?
No, I would add a little higher, actually. But, yeah, he's just not bluffing. But
Scott Seiver, not just is he demolishing Vanessa Selbst right now, he's hit a couple hands, he's played them well. Things going well for Seiver in the Premier League, and for Selbst, things are not good.
My name is Vanessa Selbst. I'm 29 years old, and I'm recently married as of a couple months ago. I love the challenge of playing poker, especially because the game's getting harder. There are so many people that are getting better and better, and you hear of these names, these people taking down tournaments consistently that you've never heard of until this year, and all of a sudden they win 3 tournaments in a row, and you say, who was this person? I don't even know. And so there's so much talent out there that in order to stay at the top, it really takes so much hard work and discipline, and that's something that really, it really fuels me. It really keeps me going. I think, I'm just happy to kind of ride this out as long as I can, keep playing my best as often as possible. I have kind of a high variance style that people talk about where, sometimes I'm gonna run cold for a while and make a lot of crazy plays that aren't gonna work out. And so I'm just hoping that I can do the right thing as often as possible and try to not look foolish, if I can avoid it.
Welcome back. The Party Poker Premier League is all about securing enough points to book a place at the coveted final table, where the winner gets a cool $400,000. Now that is an incentive.
Party Poker Premier League 7 from the bustling Playground Poker Club in Montreal, where we have the WPT Montreal in progress, but the headline event is right here.
14,000.
oh, this will be interesting. Oh man, this is what we sign up for. This is why we're here today.
This is what we
Coin
sign
flip
up
pre-flop
for.
scenario.
You're
Two
right.
solid hands.
And the 2 chip leaders.
3 raised to 38,000.
Yep.
Now, it would make a lot less sense for Scott Seiver to play a big pot than for the Jungleman, given that Seiver got the bagel and Jungleman got 9 points. So
Seiver's calling. He's not raising. He could even fold.
feels like it's an easy spot for Seiver to pass, but he doesn't like it.
This is not a pass.
No,
him.
this is a appeal
For him. For this dynamic with their stack sizes, yes. He
Wow.
might be thinking we could. I could win. I could actually stack them. That's crossing his mind.
Wow, he's gonna go for the 4-bet.
I like it. I actually like that better than calling the 3-bet, just for that reason that he's going to find out if he has ace king or ace queen, or if he just has a medium hand. Because king queen's tough to play out of position, especially against a good player. I think, pretty sure Jungleman is never folding. I think he's deciding if he's going to put another bet in or just call. Right. I mean, this is a bluff for sure. Scott turned his hand into a bluff, but I mean, he's got a pretty good holding for a bluff in this spot. But he flops a king or a queen, he's not going to be super confident. I mean, he's going to like it, but oh wow, he's just literally. I mean, these flops are unbelievable. They're not even like it's not even like a king 10 or like whatever. This is like the best of the best flops. This is pretty standard now. It's like.
Is it clear cut that Seiver's got a lead here, or? No.
No, he like I noticed he does that like Vanessa when he had the queen jack. He checks it back. He checks the king queen. Like his hand's so valuable. It's like he's semi defending if somehow he has ace king or aces and played it this way. But like
See 3 checks.
he also just has a really good hand now. He knows like 10s, jacks, 9s. He's just crushingly ahead.
Could Jungleman still have ace king? I mean, would he ever have checked back ace king there, or does Seiver now know he has the best hand?
He would, I think, check back ace king. There is the flush draw though, so depending if he had like ace king, ace of hearts, or whatever. It's Scott. I think he's like pot controlling, honestly.
Check.
I mean, now he's got to be sure he has the best hand, but like, he's definitely pot controlling. And that's a little bit of a scary card. I mean, it's not really right. He shouldn't have 5s, but like, he could have a pair, right? I think he kind of has him on a pocket pair, probably like 9s, 10s, jacks is what he's thinking.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave value on the table, does he? And he's going to go for the bet.
Yep, and this may actually just get called.
Like
I think he's going to go a big
160?
bet that can't really. I think the jungle can't like re-raise without it.
140.
140, right? Okay.
Right. So like here, if he bets like a third pot, you could induce jungle to bluff, but then he doesn't know if it's an inducement or not. Like here, he's just going to like get Jungle to call.
And
so.
not an easy decision for the Jungleman, but wow.
Nice play. I mean, Jungle played that pretty well.
And for Scott Seiver, feels double good. He picked up chips.
If I was bluffing, I'd have had to show it. So.
And he took him off the Jungleman.
And Scott gives a little bit of like a make Jungle think, you know? If I was bluffing like he was, it's beautiful.
Everything's good. 841,000 in chips and garlic shrimp on the way.
I think Scott Seiver plays this format better than almost anybody, and he is definitely someone that's going to be very dangerous.
Seiver's just good. He's one of those guys that's just good at poker. He understands situations very well, and he's very tough to play because he's just good.
We have a little bit of a history.
It's never on you when you act.
He seems to really like to make me feel stupid.
I didn't intend to. It's just like actual cheating at this point.
Like kind of stirs my emotions a little bit.
It's impossible for you to be as dumb as you're acting.
You're an idiot. Sometimes he's really charming and sometimes he's just a huge douchebag.
I think he's one of the best in the world to have no limit hold'em. He acts very quickly and precisely and accurately. He's very hard to beat.
In my opinion, I think he's the #1 poker player on the planet.
Laak's sitting okay. I mean, really, Rast is.
The thing I'm thinking is one of the
interesting to see how Rast is going to do here.
Is this that like, we could have been over forced already, and we still have the hope of not being the next one up. And that's a lot. That's what it feels like.
15,000.
Doesn't it feel huge?
Oh.
All we gotta do is just survive.
Feels full, man.
One can only hope.
Ooh, this could be action.
Well, it's tricky. How should he think about this, Jason Koon?
I mean, he's going to flat, I think, here. It's just he's got a pair on the button.
15,000.
In position. Tough hand to play versus Duhamel. He can have other cards that are over a 7 that make it tough.
It's not going to get any easier from Jason Koon. And he was really curious about a hand that he played yesterday when he flatted.
Check.
2 5s on the button against Esfandiari and then laid it down on the turn.
Check.
And this hand a little bit similar.
Wow, that's a bad card for Jason. I mean, he checked back on the flop thinking he probably has the best hand. And now he's certainly going to think he has the best hand. So this is a great card for Jonathan to bet because it looks bluffy and he shouldn't have a king. There's 2 out there. How can he have a king? And Jason's definitely calling here.
I mean, that's what it seems like.
I'll tell you what, the bet on the river can be quite sturdy here. This is, with that check on the flop, which was very cagey by Duhamel, he really might get super paid, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good rivers here that for Duhamel, and that's definitely one of them. Even though he probably has Jason on like a mid pair, so like a lot of the mid pairs just smashed. I mean, his range is pretty, in my mind, 5s to 10s.
And I do wonder how tough a decision this is going to be for Jason Koon. Well, we'll see how big the bet is first of all.
46,000.
Yeah, half pot.
That's kind of on the smallish side. That's just aching to get paid, isn't it?
That's gonna get. That's likely getting called. This is kind of unfortunate. Nice fold.
Wow,
very nice fold.
Class pass.
Here is awesome, huh?
It's really strong.
You just can only wonder what was the deciding factor and why he did pass in the end, but it was a good one. Lines are going to go up again, Jeff. Not a great level for Brian Rast, for the guys at the bottom.
Nope.
Duhamel's pulled himself out of trouble, though.
But this affects Vanessa the most for sure. Now she has 9 big blinds, about 9.
Right, Vanessa knows. I mean, until she doubles up or doubles out, the pressure will not relent.
And other players can play against that too. When someone's super short, you can use that to your advantage with some 3 and 4 bets and see how this plays out. But she's definitely looking for a hand to put it in.
That's a brutal beat.
Is this a shove for you? It's under 10. It has to be a shove, right?
Suited, yeah. Don't like it, but just got to do it. Oh, there's
called.
That's a customer. He's gonna probably, he's gonna ship it all in. It's over shoving, get some protection. Doesn't want to just flat, even though it's gonna be most likely work out the same, but he'll just ship it in.
One re-raise all in.
Yeah. She actually has a pretty good matchup. I mean, considering she gets called here, she She is live. Ooh, you see that?
Yeah.
King 10. There's.
Fold.
I'll tell you what's
Queen
not.
Jacks
I'll tell you what's not coming out. Yeah, Queen's not coming out, and Rast gonna hope to hold with ace high.
Not dominated.
So big moment for both.
Everyone.
Rast
You can see everyone sweats it so hard. Look at Phil.
Yeah.
You would think Phil's in the hand.
You're so right.
But yeah, that's how I am too. I mean, every all-in's big. Oh, that's a dry flop for the King 10 suited.
And Vanessa Selbst is not going to be satisfied with 1 point, but very likely that's what she's going to end up with.
She's doing the fake get up. This works a high percentage.
2%, Phil says it adds.
Good game, everybody. Good game.
She'll get 3 more cracks at the whip. Vanessa Selbst didn't really go right for her.
There you go. That's the thing. That's a break Rast needed. That was a standard all-in standard call, and now here he is. He's back towards the 300, and that was big.
It's 1 point for Vanessa in her first heat here at the Premier League. Still 3 to go. Talk to me about where it went wrong today.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the way I played for the most part. I ran a bluff against Scott in a spot where I have so few hands that I'm ever really bluffing with. I had pocket threes. I think I'm really only going to bluff with like 3s or 4s with a club in that spot. It just felt like I had enough equity and because I do it so infrequently as a bluff, I thought he would fold like monster hands. And I think given that he shoved on me, I think he must have just had he had to have either a boat or like the nut flush. And that's unfortunate that I ran into a big hand, but I really thought he would fold as strong as like ace queen or ace jack there, maybe even ace king. So I'm not upset with the way I played that hand. Sometimes you have to go for it. And then I didn't really hit any good hands. Just kind of had to navigate a short stack without having great cards. So ultimately I got king 10 suited under the gun, and there's a double ante, so I have to go with it. And I ran into a big hand, and I'm out.
3 more heats to go, though, so hopefully they go better for you. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks.
The never-ending bubble of Premier League poker. All these players guaranteed at least 3 points from this heat.
And then 4.
Good news for them. But 14 points available for the winner of this.
Trying to think who I want to win. I guess Seiver. I don't know if that's right, though.
I think you're right. I think Seiver is a good result for you.
Right, because then he's averaging 7 over 2. And any points I pick up in the second, I'm ahead.
It's hard to figure. My strategy is if I'm unsure what's tactically right, I'd either ask Scott Seiver or Vanessa Selbst, because they just seem to always know.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty confident that Phil Laak knows the answer. It's just whether or not he'll tell you, or whether you have a long enough time to hear the answer.
No, Phil definitely knows the math on everything.
I thought it was covering, but I didn't realize it was doing it wrong.
Wow. I love this. And he decides not to, oh my.
Holy Toledo.
That is as action as there is. That is the stone action flop.
Well, is this the end of Jason Koon?
This is definitely getting in the middle. This is definitely getting in the middle. And, I mean, he still actually has, you see, 30%. I mean, he makes a boat enough here. This is going to raise, get in here.
Right, and let's not forget, in heat number 1, Jason Koon, he had such horrible luck. He had the queens, lost to the jacks all in pre-flop. I think he had the 10s, lost to the 5s all in.
Got quadded on. He got one out at the queens, the jacks, by the way.
Now here, things have been going well, and he's just gotten coolered. You almost have to say to yourself that he deserves to see this board pair.
Let's see how Seiver was breathing kind of hard. I don't know. I don't really ever see him give off any information, but he seemed pretty.
Right, and when Koon check raises here, I mean, obviously you have a flush, you love a flush, but there's a chance that.
Wow, is he just gonna call? I mean, I don't know if I like that.
So Seiver's actually right now, he might be prepared to fold if a diamond peels off on
No,
the
he's
turn.
Definitely playing his hand slow. He thinks Jason has a king. If a diamond comes, he's still gonna win because it's just gonna be. Oh, that's a bet. This is getting in. This is a stone brick. It needed. A diamond would have slowed it down.
And I don't think Jason Koon has a pot-sized bet back, so it doesn't really feel like he has any option but just an all-in bet. Well,
he's going to rip it. It looks like, how much? Yeah, just he's snap calling.
And for Seiver,
I mean, I just don't know what he's doing. He's got a call.
All-in call.
Yeah.
See the frustration
Jason played his hand great. I mean, you take a risk though when you flat. He 3-bets, he just takes it down. But he knew he went for max extraction and got set up, and he still has a 4-1 or still has a 20% chance about to pair this board. And he did it. And he did it. Look at that. Look at that. There he goes. That's the, like you said, the kid almost got a root for it.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That is the first bit of good fortune Jason Koon has had in the Premier League, and it's at the expense of Scott Seiver. More action from the Playground Poker Club as Heat 2 continues from the Party Poker Premier League.
I like my bet sizing.
Yeah. Wow, the kid does not play live. Guys, look at Phil right now.
How you want to concentrate now with this guy right there? That's good. I love it.
Welcome back to the Playground Poker Club in Montreal, where Season 7 of the Party Poker Premier League is underway. We now have 6 players left. Before the break, Vanessa Selbst was eliminated with just 1 point. Let's get back to the action.
I love Jason. I mean, talk about just what a big mental swing that is. You're telling me he now is chip leader versus getting, what, 3 points? He would have had 3 and 3?
Yeah.
So he's got 6 points. He's literally on life tilt, and now he's in there.
Looking to power through for 14 points.
Looking for 14.
And for Scott Seiver, who was cruising, let's not forget, Seiver had the bagel. So anything that's not top 3 for him in this heat is going to be a disaster.
That is the pot of the Premier League for sure. I mean, that puts Scott at $1 million. Jason's just, someone's got to watch him tonight, and now Scott's got to be feeling. He had this match in check, and now he's no guarantee for top 3.
So Phil's thinking of something. Now he has about 24 big blinds. Is it 23 anyway?
Phil's got the right idea here. See, I like this. This is poker. This isn't Phil just like, oh, I have this or that. This is like, all right, Duhamel's raising. He's whatever. I'm thinking about shipping it.
23 big blinds, Duhamel has to fold a lot of hands. It's a big 3-bet. I mean, King 10, he obviously has to fold, but he might even have to fold like Ace 10.
Oh, my goodness. I love Phil's, like, all in but not all in.
This is Phil Laak at his best, right?
Phil's great. This is great. I mean, this is going to work.
Total.
I mean, it's such a goodness.
Wow.
Wow, I did not.
And actually, it's such a strong move by Laak that this is not automatic. I mean, 9s is a big hand here, but how automatic is it?
Well, I think Koon, if he didn't have Duhamel to think about here, he's probably going to go for it. He's got 600,000. Phil could easily have a lower pair here.
God, I think Jason's going to pass here. No, tactically? I mean,
how many is Duhamel?
In his mind, Laak is never so bad where he has 2 undercards. I mean,
Laak's going to get this through.
I guess you're not folding if I shove, right?
And, to be honest, that's when you know how strong a move is. Where you get a guy to fold those 2 9s behind you.
Oh, man, Jason's going to kick himself when he sees that one.
I like my bet sizing.
I like my bet sizing. Like a 3-bet commit.
I like my bet.
He lives on the edge, Mr. Laak. Yeah, and this is what you love
But
about the Premier
I have a hand that
League.
I feel is worth betting, boys and girls. I'm not afraid to put in a little bit, but save some for the flop in case I miss. I had a little bluffing stack, but not a lot.
Phil did that last year. We folded 10,000 behind.
Really? That's right. Bet size is important, and some of the greatest scientists of poker have said, leave a little bit extra just in case.
Yeah. Fold. Thank you. Fold.
Always save something for the flop.
Like, there he goes.
You guys are fun to gamble with, though. I do love gambling with you guys, whether I can have a hand or not. I like just getting in there and seeing flops and seeing what happens. It's fun. It's exciting. You guys make me crazy,
So what do you think Scott Seiver is going to be saying to himself right now about how he should proceed? Because he's still got a healthy stack, but he's got to be very careful.
That was such a big swing, and here he is with like a weird dynamic Rasty raising, and he just calls the ace-6 suited. He probably would have 3-bet if he had those chips before. And now, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely going to be on the side of caution.
A little tongue in cheek. You're the best kid. You know what, though?
Although you did see, Scott earlier with the queen jack off versus Vanessa at the start, putting in some pressure. Like, he's not afraid for sure.
Yeah, he's looking to play hands because he feels like he has such a big edge.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's just out of position, flowing with the ace-6 suited. Got the backdoor flush draw. 10. It's a little weird. You can tell he's slightly steamed. I mean, and this is what happens when you call out the blinds, You're getting these weird
he's
spots.
supposed to swing through the vines.
Where it shouldn't even really be weird. I mean, yeah, he's just done with that.
One bet, 51,000.
Rast probably willing to stack off there. It was a very strong hand with
with you guys, but
there we go. Rast is on the
I
up.
gotta get a little something right.
Everything else is evened out.
You guys can bankrupt a kid like me,
Brian Rast is new to the Premier League, but is no stranger to playing in some of the biggest cash games and tournaments in the world, as we found out.
My name is Brian Rast. I've been playing poker for like 9 or 10 years. I feel like I'm pretty well known and respected within a circle of poker professionals who know, like, I've been playing high stakes cash games for a long time. I mean, I go to Macau, I play in the biggest games there. I play in the biggest games every summer in Vegas. But there's a lot of people that don't know that. And I feel like this is an opportunity for me to, go play a bunch of good players and show that I can hang. And I enjoy the challenge. I'm ready for that. I haven't played many of these televised events, really. I mean, this is one of the first ones. Everyone at this event really knows each other. So if I just came out and basically won the first one I played, that'd be a pretty bold statement. Beyond just bragging rights with my friends, the most important reason is, the statement it makes about my career and the money. But, bragging rights with your friends is always nice at the end of the day, too.
Six-handed right now, and Brian Rast he probably had a little bit of a character test in the middle stages there. He passed it with flying colors, and now
as expected.
Yeah.
Basically,
you can see he's more upright. His posture, he seems a little more involved. I like Rast to have a really strong finish here. I think he's gonna pick it up.
Phil Laak has been the shortest or the second shortest stack, I think, at every stage of this heat.
I thought maybe.
Yep. But he's a survivor. He'll tell you himself. That's what he does. He survives.
I think you have to love the way he's played these last two levels. You have to.
I mean, I will say I like a lot of his intuition to make some re-raises. I think his bet sizing's pretty. He's committing himself on some pretty marginal spots where he could get the same job done with a lot less chips. But everyone has a style, and that's Phil's style to do different stuff. And
so I guess the idea is, do I jam here against the Jungleman? That's what he's thinking.
The deuces just sucks when if you get called even against anything. You're just like, whatever, and he's going to give it up. Nice. I like that.
Of course, Koon has a little bit of a different spot. He's got some chips, and he is also chip leader.
3-bet coming here. See, I like this. He's not flatting with this hand. He gets in trouble. He's trying to find out where he's at right now. And in this particular case, if he flatted, he's gonna most likely lose or chop. Oh,
wow! What a spot for Brian Rast.
This is what I'm saying. Rast just had to get a little something going.
And this is basically the best thing that's happened to him in the Premier League so far. He's going to get to pick up that 100,000.
I love Rast, man. His live presence, like here, is taking his time, figuring it out.
Seat one, raise all in.
This is just gonna work. And
yeah.
Look at that. King Rast has been going to different kingdoms, and he has been picking
I like Jason that too, how he knows what he's doing. He doesn't in Hollywood. Some guys might tank for 2 minutes with the King Jack when they know they're folding, but Jason's direct and just gets rid of it. And he wasn't even stone bluffing. I mean, he had a reasonable hand at 3-bet in that spot, and then he knew that to a 4-bet all in, it's just over. So
he was probably mentally halfway out the door of the Premier League. Brian Rast. King Rast is back.
Rast. What about Koon? He's a river 20%, getting cooler 2 days in a row to having what 3 and 3? Is that what he would have got, or 1 at the time?
Yeah, the indications are quite good for you right now, Jeff, because it looks like a couple of the guys who had no points in the first heat are going to get points now. Keep everybody and. If you pick up some points in heat number 3, you could sail.
Yeah, for sure. That's The next heat's huge. It's like a free roll kind of. I mean, I'm just in like, you know, any points I get are gonna be sweet. So yeah, I got a strategy again. We'll see how it goes. See if I get some criticism or see what happens.
Of course, where the tactics start to really come into play is when it's not just about how a player has to do, but which players they need to see go out and which players they don't mind to see stay in. You know, even just in a very minor way right now, of course, Scott Seiver wants to see guys like Brian Rast and Koon do badly. So Rast raised this from the, excuse me, did Duhamel open this and Rast flatted on the button? Okay.
Yeah, Rast got a really pretty hand. That is a nice starting hand. Duhamel had the best flop here. Oh, Jungleman's in there too at the straight draw.
Yeah,
That's an interesting hand.
From the big blind.
Duhamel loves his hand with the backdoor hearts.
Nice, right?
The question is, what is Jungleman going to do with this up and down?
He's never folding. His draw is so sneaky. The 7-4, he hits an 8 or a 3 in his mind. I mean, that's just, you can't see it.
And the thing is, I guess he's done it here. It's
C3 re-raise 75,000.
It's so easy for Jungleman actually to have something like 2 pair here because everybody knows he plays all combinations of cards.
Yeah, and if you're
Jack-6 is in his range.
Yeah, Jonathan might be. This is a spot though where there's no flush draw. The only straight draw, he has the nut straight draw. So like, even though he may think he has the best hand, it's kind of this is a hairy spot, and I think he's going to continue though.
I wonder if he has to pass the turn though, Duhamel. I mean, he does not want to stick a whole bunch of chips in here.
The thing is though, if it's a non-heart like big card, this is actually really interesting. I hope see a brick here. I'm very curious how this will go, and that's not a brick.
That's how you do it when you win the World Series of Poker main event.
Look at that.
You just smash it on the turn.
Wow. You know what? Jungleman's going to think he's going to rep this 7-8.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Jungleman has to pound it, doesn't he?
I think. With this line, he's going for a blast.
You kind of got a feel for the Jungleman here.
Yeah.
It's really hard to put Duhamel on the straight here. I mean, it's impossible. He raised under the gun for crying out loud. Although,
wow, he went super thin, right? 45 into like 230. He's like saying, all right, I got this straight. Like, do you want to pay it off? 45 off. So,
and you know I'm going to blast the river. That's what he's saying to Duhamel.
Duhamel's just, there's the flush draw, but he's just got to just call. Yep. Duhamel's, this is high level poker both ways. Unfortunately, he's repping the hand that Duhamel has. He could definitely, I think he's putting a big bet out here.
He's going to rip it.
All in. Yeah.
C3, bet all in.
And a call.
All in call?
Yeah.
Nothing. Turn your hands up. You got to turn your hands up.
Look at Seiver immediately. Turn your hand over. He just loves he knows that he's beat, and he just loves seeing the Jungleman.
And I mean, Jungleman knows he made a good play there. He's frustrated.
There he goes. The hometown guy just finds his way, emerging up top, been quiet. Now he's got a nice lead, 300,000.
Yeah, he's Montreal through and through, Jonathan Duhamel. And for Jungleman, Daniel Cates, his head hurts. Plenty more still to come from Duhamel's hometown of Montreal when the Premier League continues after the break.
You've got the best hand, whatever happens.
Oh, God, come on.
I mean, what the hell? It's bag time. Yeah!
Can you shut up for a bit, because I'm actually thinking.
Oh, sweat.
Boom! Let's go! This is the first time I've ever heard Tom Guan be excited about the chance of folding.
I want to fold, but I just felt like I couldn't.
That's the bit. Do it.
I had the G on the ropes there, and you've just told him you had the nuts.
It's driving me crazy.
I'm not going to listen to Tony anyway. He clearly has no idea what he's doing.
I'm not getting any respect.
I got to deal with the stare down just to steal a freaking blind.
Everyone's a winner.
Scott Seiver, well deserved from start to finish.
Yeah.
Still six-handed as we go to 6 and 12,000 here. Heat number 2 of Premier League Poker 7. And check out Phil Laak.
I had 290 back. I thought
making an entrance with, well, I think he's come straight from the ski slopes.
Wow.
Obviously, Jeffy's trying to change his luck, maybe change his aura. Have you ever seen Phil in this kind of getup before?
I've heard about it. I've never personally seen it, but I've heard he dressed up as an old man at the World Series. He's done a couple things, but
And he needs a little help, of course. He's 5th out of 6 stacks. Daniel Cates, after dumping all his chips off to Jonathan Duhamel, is severely short-stacked.
Oh. All in.
Call. Yeah.
All in, call.
All in and a call.
Yeah.
And it's
wow,
kind of a perfect spot.
Kid does not play live.
Right?
I mean,
That's your showers.
does not have live experience.
Ooh, that's action. That will not be chopping.
Don't think John. He knows. Don't think they're going to be chopping this one.
Not on the turn. I don't want to see it on the turn. Keep it for the river. Keep it for the river.
Whenever I see all-ins like this, I always lose. So I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
Oh my God, it's going to be the sneaky 6.
That's even better, right? They do it well. That's good. I love it. I love it. I got to be like 95% favorite right now.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, safety.
He goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy plays like 1,000, 2,000 cash for millions of dollars. He wins an 8 big blind hand in like one part of a tournament and goes like this.
Yeah, loves it.
Love the intensity.
He does. He is a man who's in the moment, Jungleman.
I might have folded the best hand. Is he like 6-7 suited or something?
Jungleman in a spot right now where he's actually got too many chips to just open shove, so he probably has to play a little tight here. Not that he cares.
He's tired after dinner. He's yawning.
Raised to 26,000.
He just played the 9-5.
Oh, this is going upstairs from Phil.
This is pretty automatic.
He's definitely gonna raise.
And wow, Phil might have a problem here if he actually shows that he's raising and can raise fold. I mean, what if Duhamel might shove this?
I mean, it's suited king queen. It's a pretty good hand for Duhamel. It's his first. They're both their first heats. It's an awkward spot. This is interesting. I mean, a 65 would be a good sizing, and Phil's probably going to go like 140. Wow, this is...
Now, what is that a fold?
I've never seen that. Oh. He's got all the tricks.
I've never seen that either.
Was that 120 or 110? I mean, it's like, yeah, 65's should be the normal raise. Just go double.
And from 4 interface.
94,000.
Okay, that's slightly more reasonable than normal, but still big.
It really is in Duhamel's wheelhouse to kind of 4-bet shove here with the king queen, isn't it?
It's an awkward spot for Duhamel. Just can't really call.
We'll make an inquiry with Scott Seiver to find out what I have at the end of this hand. Scott's one of the best. I'll have a conversation with him, and you'll all be able to panel him.
Post-mortem wrap?
Post-mortem wrap. I will be as honest and deceitful as I can. A good mix. I'll try to do my best to defend.
How you want to concentrate now with this guy right there?
And those are my last words. Those are my last words. Now I'm a quiet person.
You win.
Phil, let me see the Bruce Lee shirt.
Wow, he passed it. He got it through again.
Wow, so good.
Ace. Ace 6. You guys are done. So with Bruce Lee as my men.
Do you think maybe Duhamel just didn't want to shove king queen into a guy wearing ski goggles and get shown the ace king? I mean, does he actually put people off with this? Does it work?
I don't know what people are just, I don't know.
12,000.
Yeah, this was looking like it was going to go fast. Here it is, 6-handed, and everyone's pretty tight.
Right, we were 6-handed at 10-20,000 in the heat number 1, and all of a sudden, that doesn't look that unlikely for this lineup. They've bunched up. Nobody's in a hurry to go anywhere.
Wow. Oh, wow, jungle. That's a tight fold for him.
24. Call, 24.
Oh, here's Phil.
And
who was opting for super tight play today, and his wheels are spinning.
I mean, is this a spot to squeeze?
I think he's debating on calling. He's got a suited connector. He could decide he's going to try to hit a straight, a flush, or 2-paired, or get out. You know, he's not going to go broke on a
Scott and Jonathan, I put in the money.
lot of flops, but
I'm going to hopefully see 3 cards right now.
You kind of have to call if you're Koon here. Look at the pot odds. What is it? You get 8-1? Lordy.
Yeah, this is where you really have to have discipline. If you're going to come in pots like this, you have to be willing to literally have like a lock hand. You know, if you hit an 8 on an 8-4 deuce, it can get tricky.
Jungle, you don't have any cards.
So you're looking for open-ended flop, 2 pair trips.
Check. Check.
A little something for everybody. More for Scott Seiver, though.
4-handed, that's King Jack's nice, but there's a lot of draws there could be there, and it's a little bit of a interesting with if you were to get re-raised by someone, what he would do. I wonder how much consideration Duhamel's giving to the bagel factor for Seiver. I wonder how much he's like thinking about that. This being his first heat, he's already got points locked up. I think that's something you can see he's thinking here.
Right, for that reason, a little raise here would look strong, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, he could make it like 130, and Scott's gonna have a problem continuing.
128,000.
Yeah, 130. That's a good size. It's gonna be a tough spot.
Can you break down the greens?
I mean, Scott Seiver does cover Duhamel, but not by that much, where he's loving getting it in here.
Calling's too. There's too many bad cards.
You don't want to call and reevaluate.
He's just he's gonna go with it here, I think, or find
Wow, he has. And that's put his Premier League on the line.
There's Duhamel just snap full, right? Yeah.
It is gutsy though, right? Because if he gets called there, he knows he's dead.
Yeah, unless he's got like the flush draw. But yeah, it's definitely an uncomfortable spot. You don't want to get snap called when you do that, but yeah.
He's very good at making those tricky decisions post flop, Scott Seiver. I think that is probably the hallmark of his game, and he does it well.
Send all your blacksmiths to my.
And you know,
I heard something about like people doing LSD 30 years ago and having flashbacks. I feel like that's what you're going through right now.
Good call, Jason Koon. Okay, well this is just
lift off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Duhamel could tell himself the Jungleman's playing a little tight right now, but it would be weak to do anything but re-raise here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, tight 6-handed tens, you're kind of fist pumped.
And I have blacksmith, ironsmiths. I have a lot of time for that department. In case one of Scott's blacksmiths needed some
and they have basically the exact same stack, so this is going for points here. Wow, is it 3 points? Whoever loses, it's only 3 points for 6, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
this is a big hand.
Obviously, for Jungleman, he's already locked up 9 in the first heat, so he would be bang on average if he got knocked out now. Is Jungleman got anything to think about here?
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty sure he's just doing a little Hollywood in here.
Can you make a case for doing anything but jamming? Not really.
He's an all in. You said something?
All in.
You do all that Hollywood with ace.
Sir, are you all in?
Yeah.
All in. All in call.
What is going on?
Jonathan's like, let's just get this over with. I've got 10s.
Duhamel, he's on his home court in Montreal. It's his first big flip.
Well, you know you're gonna hit.
He's got the king of clubs too. There, it's pretty bad flop for Duhamel. He wants a 7 or a 9. Nope.
That's not so.
I've lost lots of hands.
Jungleman has lived and died on the river. Did not hurt him here.
Interesting.
It has felt several times. And think about this. I mean, the Jungleman, when Duhamel just smashed him in that straight versus bluff hand, it looked for all the world like Jungleman was going to be next out and Duhamel was going to win this thing. Now Duhamel, favorite to go out 6th, and Jungleman's got like 11 lives.
Really?
And Jonathan's trying to figure out what happened to his 700,000. What did happen to his 700,000?
I'd be smoking.
Yes, he lost part of it to Scott Seiver with the deuce 7.
And then he had the 8-6 against Scott.
Lost a little bit with the 8-6, and the rest with the 2 10s. The truth is, it looked like Duhamel was playing great. When he goes back over the way he lost the 700,000, he might not be thrilled with himself.
Yeah. Huh? Nothing. I just.
10,000 all in.
I have it, yes. I have
very much.
You can full now.
I wonder what the tournament wizards will say about that one.
Call 13.
1,000 chips to you, Jungle.
1,000? I guess I won't even look. I can't raise, can I?
Of course he could raise. Just the big blind. He's in the big blind, right?
On the Check.
He really has gotten his sense of humor back to Jungleman. Now he's having fun again.
Ooh. Yeah.
Seiver bet. So I'm surprised Seiver bet there. Oh man.
Yay.
I would have made 2 pair. Why'd you have to bet?
For real?
Yeah. I had 2
Jungleman would have 2 pair, right?
Wow.
Wow.
John, he beats you on the river. And I got him to fold.
Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna
Wow. That seems like a mistake to me.
I think you're right, Chad.
Look at that teamwork.
Team player.
A confusing bet there by Seiver, and one that hands Duhamel a lifeline here in his hometown. Can he continue to fly the flag for Montreal, or is his elimination imminent? Seiver and Jungleman have no such worries, whilst Laak, Koon, and Rast are all above average.
The action is coming thick and fast now here at Premier League 7. Make sure you join us next time when Heat 2 draws to a conclusion and we find out who takes maximum points here at the Playground Poker Club in Montreal.
This is a big one.
You're insane, man.
There's nobody more fun to hang out with, really.
Can't stop the jungle.
That's how bad I'm playing.
It's just so dirty.